Hey there from a beautiful beach on Vieques, Puerto Rico. And yeah, so a few weeks ago, I just got back from the States, from Europe. I did a 5-week-long backpacking trip through Europe, and since I've been back for a few weeks now, I wanted to do a quick video just discussing how much it cost me to backpack Europe for 5 weeks. Now, there are a lot of factors that come into play when talking about something like this, and I will say I probably did it for a little bit cheaper than some people would have because I didn't visit a lot of the more expensive places in Europe. I tried to stick to some of the cheaper places to keep my budget down, and I think I succeeded in that, actually. So, I'm going to break this down into a few separate things, categories, I guess you could say. First, the total cost. Second would be my flights to and from. Third is going to be my transportation while I was in Europe. And fourth is going to be my daily expenses and also my average daily spending, essentially how much I spend on average every single day. So first things first, the cost of my entire trip, the overall cost for everything combined, was $2,149 US. Now that is way below the budget I thought. Like, my budget was much higher than that. I spent a lot less than I thought it was going to, and I think I'll explain a little bit why later, which has a lot to do with where I chose to go while I was there. So, the first category I'm going to cover, and this is probably going to be one of your biggest expenses on your entire trip, is going to be flights. So, for me, I spent $676 US for my round trip to and from, to Europe, back to the United States. $676 US. I flew with Iceland Air from Orlando to Amsterdam. I had a layover in Reykjavik, Iceland, both times. And yeah, I thought that was a pretty good deal. Like, you can get it a bit cheaper, but that was still pretty good. Now, it just depends on what you're flying from. Like, certain areas are going to be more expensive. For me, it would have been closer. I would have flown out of Tampa, but Tampa was way more expensive than flying out of Orlando, so it was more worth it for me to fly out of Orlando, even though it's farther from home. Flight prices are going to vary, but, you know, definitely between 500 or something and 800 bucks, I think, should do it if you're in the United States. I would think, anyway. Okay, so the next thing is going to be my transportation expenses while I was in Europe. Basically went to cover all my buses that I took, and I did take one flight, which I'll get to later. The first bus I took was from Amsterdam to Prague, and that was $42. Then I took a bus from Prague to Budapest for $20. After Budapest, I took a bus from Budapest to Český Krumlov in the Czech Republic for $32. Now, all these buses I just named, the ones I just mentioned, I booked all through Flixbus, which is pretty good. They have routes that go all over Europe. And the last bus I took was from Český Krumlov back to Prague, and it was only $9. That one was not through Flixbus, though. I took that through RegioJet. And the last one was a flight I flew from Prague back to Amsterdam for $83, and that was through EasyJet, which was pretty much the only affordable option, but that was pretty cheap, and I was happy with that. And the final one is my daily expenses, which covers like my hostel, my food, and any extra activities. Like, there were a couple times where I took like day trips somewhere, and I had to pay for the train or whatever to do that. And that total ended up being $1,287, and that evens out to about $38 per day because I was there for 34 days. And yeah, all those things add up to be $2,149 US. Now, I will say this doesn't necessarily include everything because there are miscellaneous expenses you may have, like if you don't have a passport beforehand, you have to buy that, which I had to do, or if you had to buy any accessories like a backpack or just whatever you may need for your trip. Obviously, I didn't include that because it's going to be different for everyone. The thing I want to touch on is this is entirely based off of which locations you choose to visit while you're there. I'm just saying that for me, mine is probably a little bit cheaper than your average because the countries I went to weren't as expensive as, just say, like most Western European countries, which would cost a bit more. The only somewhat expensive country I went to was the Netherlands, and even that wasn't too bad. But Czech Republic was pretty affordable, and Budapest was really affordable. So I was able to keep my budget pretty low because of that. Really, all I'm trying to say is that your budget could be the same, more or less than mine, and it's completely dependent on, you know, your travel preferences, where you want to go, you know, what kind of places you stay, where do you eat, what activities you do, the list goes on. So this really is just how much it cost me. So But anyway, maybe it could still be helpful for people just to know that you can do it for pretty freaking cheap if you want to. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully it gave you some insight into how much backpacking in Europe for around 4 or 5 weeks will cost you. And yeah, that's it. Really been wanting to make this video for a while, so I finally got around to doing it. Anyway, I will be having more videos and adventures from here in Vieques, and if you're interested in that, you know, subscribe or whatever you like to. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.